Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video on Umamusume, we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming Uma that is Tosen Jordan. She has the unfortunate situation of dropping alongside the Kitasan Black rerun, but with all the Uma banners, as I do, we'll go ahead and take a look at the stat bonuses, her affinities, as well as her skills, and whether or not she might be a good Uma for you to pull on if you have anything left after pulling for Kitasan Black, or you already have her MLB and have the opportunity to pull for her now. So with that, let's just go ahead and get right into it. We have first the stat bonuses here. So we got 10% speed, 10% power, and 10% guts. Not too bad of a distribution. I always like to see power, I think, is the biggest one I like to see the bonuses on, because it's really the hardest one to fit a card in to get dedicated stats on. So a bonus to power alongside power sparks can go a long way. And then a bonus on guts is okay, because, I mean, if you need stamina, if you're doing like a medium or long race, when you're hitting stamina, getting that bonus to guts can always help. So, not too bad there. When we look at her aptitudes here, she is got an A in turf, but a G in dirt, so she's only going to be able to do turf. Now, she has F mile, which is going to be a little bit tricky. It doesn't completely prevent her from doing miles, but it does mean that if you want to get mile S, you're going to have to hit it twice. Luckily enough, distance is always the important one, so if you just stack up a bunch of mile sparks, it is completely possible to get her to mile S with a little bit of work. Medium A and long B. And then we look at her strategies. We got C front, A pace, and late B, so she can pretty much do any of those. Although, if you're kind of looking at a mile, like I said, you're going to want so many mile sparks, it can be kind of hard to bring any of these ones up. And so it'll be a little bit tricky there, but it is possible to make it work with some. But there is one big thing I really like on the aptitudes. I say this with any Uma that I see that has them, is she is only A in 3 things. That has the bonus of, like when you look at Unity Cup and you're getting your skill hints off the Spirit Bursts, it's based on your aptitudes. So you know you're going to get either a medium or pace skill when you do it. You're not going to get anything else, which for someone who might be free to play, that it can be very nice, because that's going to give you an opportunity to get a lot of skills, even though you might not have the cards to really bring in what you need. And then it also makes it a lot easier to get the right sparks when it comes to building parents. So I always like that, always a bonus. Now we kind of get into the negative here. Looking at her alt, so she has get hyped and increased velocity when pressured by another runner, while well positioned on the final straight. So this one is just as someone else is pressuring her, that she will get an increase to speed on the final straight for 5 seconds. It can be the win condition, but depending on where you're playing her, it can be a little bit tricky, because, I mean, if someone's already pressuring you on the final straight, especially if you're a front and it's a late surger, I mean, they're actively already probably going to pass you at that point. So it could be a little bit tricky, but it's not terrible. I mean, it could be the thing that saves you from losing, but it has really nothing too crazy. It's not like a triumphant pulse where it's going to be like you're cashing up to someone and then it pushes you in front of them. It's only to try and save you if someone is actively trying to pass you, which is a little bit harder to hit in terms of conditions, in my opinion. But I could see use out of it. It's not completely dead. Now we have the innate skill. She has long shot. Long shot's kind of a tricky one. Now that for me personally, it's kind of bad, because, I mean, I've kind of wailed out. And so usually my Umas now are starting to get to the point where it's going to actually be very hard for me not to have the favorite on them in a lot of cases. And so I don't really take it much. But if you're a free to play and you have this kind of built in, and you know your Uma is going to probably be a little bit weaker on average than your competition, this is a quick and easy way to try and give yourself a little bit of a speed boost and help you out. And she just has that in by default. Fairly cheap skill to take too. And then we have a Slick Surge. So this is the white version of On Your Left and medium straightaways. You're going to see that she's kind of looking to be kind of a mix. Now she's medium A, long B, but mile F. But when I kind of look at her skills, I kind of feel like I'd prefer her on miles to a certain extent, other than medium straightaways and all I got. And that's because when you look at her golds, she has On Your Left, which is a kind of it's a very gambly skill. And the longer the late race is, the more gambly it is, because it's random in where it activates. So you're going to want this more on the shorter races rather than the long ones. And of course, she's G short, so that's going to be very hard to build her for. And then mile F. And so it's just going to be really tricky. I never use on my late surgers on mediums. on your left. Maybe I could see, like with the upcoming Scorpio Cup only being 2,000 meters, it being a little bit better than, say, like a Taurus Cup type medium that's like 2,400. So maybe it's a little bit better now because on the shorter ones, but still, it kind of sucks there. And then the other thing I don't really like is her other gold being Race Planner, which is focused to Pace Chaser. And this is just a negative I have on a lot of Umas, even some meta ones that are in this situation, which is this is a Pace Chaser and this is a Late Surger skill. So she really doesn't get to take advantage of both of them, like some Umas that have skills that can work together in one position. And so it's basically an either or. You're either a Late Surger or a Pace Chaser, and you get one or the other. And then she has All You Got, which is an okay skill for mediums. So she's kind of more focused towards mediums, and it's just overall a little bit harder to work with. Always can be made up with skill hints, though, and other gold skills that you get off from your support cards. And then event skills, Fighter and Straightaway Acceleration. Fighter kind of sucks, and Straightaway Acceleration is a super gamble skill in that it's just randomly on any straight, so not useful at all. I could potentially see it for like a sprint where it's coming out on a straightaway and you just sprints right now for us are going to be just random gamble. Like Rushing Gale is actually going to be a skill you might want to pick up, or Capricorn Cup, which is coming up. Just for the simple fact, you need as many gamble acceleration skills as you can get, and that's how you win the sprints with our current meta when it looks like what it's coming out to. And so that's her kit overall. There is nothing really all that crazy in here, unless she's an Oshi. This is a very easy skip, I think, for most people, especially if, like I've said, she's getting paired with Kitasan Black. We switch to Japan here. And look at the Gacha calendar on everything coming up here. I mean, I do this with all of them. She is paired alongside. If you don't have Kitasan Black, she is a must pull, in my opinion. Get that support card. If she is an Oshi, even if you don't have Kitasan Black and she's an Oshi and she's a must have, just know you will have the opportunity to pull and pity an Uma right here. That's not that far off. She will be included in here. I'm going to say that with kind of some of the other Umas as well. If you're tight on carrots because of Kitasan Black, Measure Dober, Christmas Ogre Cap, and you might want to skip someone right now but get them later on, you have the opportunity here, as well as the selector we will get on the anniversary if you're willing to spend some money. And so with that, I kind of call it pretty much an easy skip. I mean, when it comes to the upcoming Umas, Measure Dober and Christmas Ogre Cap are kind of the big ones out of the group. I know a lot of people are going to want to pull Tamamo Cross. Not only she's a favorite, but she's also going to get some free pulls on her, so you kind of get a discount in that aspect, going all the way to pity. And yeah, she's just got nothing outstanding going for her. Now, kind of actually one thing I kind of forget, I tend to forget to show this on a lot of Umas, but I need to start doing it more often, is the evolved version of her skills. This is the second anniversary update we will get on Umas that buffs them. And essentially, it basically makes the golds that they have some unique stuff to it that is tied to them specifically. And so it's like a better version of their built-in golds. And so with her, she has her evolved version of On Your Left, where you have to have at least 600 guts and get at least 2 skills from Pace Aptitude or get at least 2 skills from Late Aptitude. And what this does is it actually changes On Your Left to Leader and Betweener. Basically, Leader is Pace Chaser, Betweener in Japan is your Late Surger. It makes On Your Left now work for your Pace Chaser. Same thing with her Heal here. So it fixes the one problem I already mentioned, where right now, by default, these don't work together. You only can take advantage of one of the golds. Once her evolutions come out, she can take advantage of both of them in both the Pace Chaser or Late Surger position. And it also changes On Your Left to not only have the acceleration, but a stamina recovery. Very small built in. I don't believe it changes anything else on it. So I believe it's style. Yeah, same positioning, I believe. Oh, okay. Same style, just random. Okay, you don't even have the positioning requirement anymore, which is good. I mean, because it's now including Pace Chasers, so you definitely want that positioning of greater than or equal to 4 to be gone, which it does look to be gone there. So much easier to use On Your Left in this one. And then when we look at her Race Planner Heal here, it now has a target speed included with it as well. And like I said, it's now also going to work on her as a late surger if you're going to build her in that capacity. But even with these buffs, which we're not going to get for a while, she's definitely not going to be meta and to any extent. And so unless she's one of your favorites, she's going to be in very easy skip. Make sure to pull on Kitasan Black. If you don't have her MLB, you will not regret that. And there's going to be a lot of other opportunities for other good Umas coming up. And you can always get an Uma that you skip now because you don't have the carrots down the line with selectors or even using one of those all-inclusive pities. So that'll be it for now. And if you like my content, if you can like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.